When the only constant in life is change, you need to be ready. This is the Man-Made Survival Show.
To spíš tamhle, jako tam, kde je těch hodně lidí.
Hello everybody, my name is Jose, proud of ManMadeSurvival, and I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you everybody that has left your comments, everybody that has liked the video, shared the video, subscribed. Thank you so much for doing so, not only on YouTube, but also on all the other platforms, such as Brighteon. Thank you everybody there for liking, watching, and subscribing. Thank you everybody on Twitter for retweeting. Thank you everybody on the podcast platforms. Thank you for listening and downloading the content. I greatly appreciate it. And everybody on Instagram, thank you so much for watching the videos and liking them as well and leaving your comments. You just saw the video. I started this video with a panic buying in Italy. All right, and I've been saying this over and over and over again. People went to the last minute to buy what they need, and what they do, they spend more money. They put themselves on risk, you know, for trying to fight everybody that's there. And as you saw, there's endless lines of people trying to check out. I mean, at least in Italy, they have their checkout people with the office chair. I mean, at least that's nice for them. But the point is that you should not wait to the last minute. If you live in America, if you live in Canada or any other country that has not yet seen a big impact, but you know there's numbers in your country, the time to prepare is now. You should not panic and buy. All right. But what you should do is be smart about it. Sit down, think what you need, how much you can afford, you know, and try to be strategic on how to do things, because that's going to help you more in the long run. And you can sit down and save money, you know, and know what everything's going to be instead of panicking, because at that moment, money will not be a priority and you're going to spend all of it. And you might get things that you don't even need anymore, or you don't really need. That's why the time to prepare is now. Like I told the people in Aniston, just because they canceled taking the people to the FEMA facility there, does not mean that you're clear. Things can still spread to where you live, because a lot of people go from the surrounding areas and probably in Aniston to Birmingham. And Birmingham is a big city, and most of those people, they frequent Atlanta. So there's a lot of cars coming back and forth through I-20 to Atlanta from Birmingham, or vice versa. So the point is, just because they cleared them from not coming to the, or not coming, but going to Aniston, doesn't mean that you're cleared, okay? Because now they have increased the number infected in America. If you have noticed, they went from 12 to 33 of the ones that were in the Princess Diamond, or Diamond Princess, and then to 53 now. So I think it'll be just a matter of time before they say, oh yeah, by the way, there's, you know, a couple hundred. So I have a bunch of headlines here, and I'm gonna go through a few of them because things have gone crazy, very crazy, just in this past week and a half. All right, what I'm gonna start with, well, I started with a video, but I'm gonna start with this headline from Italy. Virus outbreak drives Italians to panic buying of masks and food. And this from bnbloomberg.ca. And now that Italy has reported their 7th death and 200 plus infected, now everybody's panic buying. And remember, Italy had only had like 2 or 3 cases, and they just skyrocketed to more than 200. All right. So when that happened, because at first they weren't really paying much attention until they hit 200 and above. And now everybody's panicking. Everybody's buying the things they need. And now 50,000 people are under quarantine. And it's not just the countries that have the virus that are, having problems, or the ones around them that don't want it. But now Italy was not in the map until yesterday or the day before. And now the other headline. Italian passengers jet is held after arriving in Mauritius, as authorities demand all on board are quarantined or fly straight back amid concerns over coronavirus, which has killed 6 in the country, now 7, while UK insists the threat to the public is still low. And that headline is from the dailymail.co.uk, or the Daily Mail. But the point is that it now has gotten so serious, excuse me, that they even have said that if people want to get into that part of the world, Mauritius, well, however you say that, the point is that either they go straight from the airplane to quarantine, or they go back home. There's no playing with it anymore. All right. So, and then now they're saying the UK insists threat of British public is low. Yeah, right. Just like they've said in America, that the threat in America is low, and we know it is not. All right, there's going to be a point where they cannot lie to us anymore and hide the numbers. Here's another one. Canada confirms 2 new coronavirus cases as White House reportedly weighs retaliation against Beijing for expelling Wall Street Journal reporters. This is live update, and that's from Zero Hedge. All right, so now the stock slide as CDC released new U.S. case numbers. WHO says outbreak, not yet a pandemic. Yeah, right. But, they're the ones in control, so we go with what they say. Now, 2 more in Canada. I know there's some people that watch the channel from Canada. Let me know what you've heard, because I'm sure it's going to be more in detail in the local news that it's going to be here in America. But give me the information, please. That way I can share it here with everybody. So now the stock market is railing, right? Everything is going crazy, even the stock market. And I don't know if you guys have paid attention to the videos I posted before about China's economy pretty much capable of collapsing ours, because we're so dependent on China as far as product goes. All right. And now, hopefully, if we do get through this to where there's not a big public crisis or, national crisis, hopefully we'll get away from China, building everything we need from China. And we'll do it either here or in another country, or we'll have more than one country we ship from. Because most of the things that we need is from China. So here's the other headline I have. And this is from South Korea, because we've heard, or you guys have heard, how much they blew up as well as far as the numbers of coronavirus goes. Thousands of people queue to buy face masks in astonishing drone footage from South Korea as the country is gripped by coronavirus outbreak. This from Daily Mail. Here's the video on that one as well. That's a lot of people. And, you know, that you just missed a line of people. But if those people would have prepared before anything happened, they would not be in that line today, you know, whenever they were there. The point is, when they had everybody around the world had a long time to prepare. All right, their window of opportunity has closed, or you know, it has closed. I mean, it's not as wide open as it was. Now, that is coming to America. There's gonna be a point to where people are gonna line up here probably too for masks and food. All right, so here's what that headline says. So that article: thousands of people have been filmed queuing up to buy face masks in the city at the center of the South Korean coronavirus outbreak. A long line of people snaked out the outdoors of a supermarket in the city of Daegu on Monday as people tried to protect themselves against the spread of the disease amid fears of a global pandemic. South Korea now has the largest number of confirmed cases outside of mainland China after infections spiked at the weekend. It's standing at 830 by Monday morning. They also went from 10, 15 to now almost 1,000 confirmed cases. And now everybody's lining up, everybody's panic buying. We saw the same thing in Singapore, and I've had a lot of messages from people in Singapore. You can read them on the comment section, where they say, you know, I'm getting ready, but yeah, you know, stuff is right now, but they're doing a good job because they are restocking everything that we need. But the point is that if people would have that on hand already, they wouldn't have to put themselves at risk, or their families, to go out there and buy the things they need. They would already have them. And mind you, they had some time to know what was coming, because they can see things happening in China. Now, we have a lot of time. We've seen this coming. It's gone for over a month now. All right. And let me remind you, by the way, that Wuhan has been in lockdown for over 30 days now. So if you plan on getting food and water, it has to be more than 30 days. And I've always said, you know, here in ManMadeSurvival, you need at least 6 months to 12 months worth of food. Ideally, 2 years. But if you're just starting out, or if you want to set a goal, let it be 6 months to a year, and then move on to the next thing, which would be water. All right. And remember, they're also being in quarantine for a month. And I don't know, we haven't heard any stories about the tap water going out, but still, if there was no water coming out of the faucet, you will still need all that water. And once you do the math on how much you need, because a family of 5, as far as water goes, if you do 1 gallon per person per day, not including pets, that comes out to be over 1,000 gallons for those 6 months. So you start to really appreciate, you know, the ability of just turning on the faucet and water coming out. But if that one day stops, there's a lot of cities that are not anywhere near any sources of water. And even if they were, they're probably on their private property. And people will get desperate and start stealing water, or, you know, people start shooting for trespassing. But anyways, the point is that you need to have at least 6 months worth of water in your house, if at all possible. If not, then that's when you need bug out location strategies and things that you can just see and invest, or just talk to your family. However you want to slice the pie, you still gotta eat, right? Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Coronavirus. South Korea declares highest alert as infection surge. This from BBC.com. South Korea has raised its coronavirus alerts to the highest level as confirmed cases numbers keep rising. President Moon Jae-in said the country faced a grave turning point, and the next few days will be crucial in the battle containing the outbreak. 6 people have died from the virus in South Korea, and more than 600 have been infected. See, there you go. Well, yeah, now it's 830. But the point is that they have waited too late to do that. If they wanted to contain it, they should have done it a long, long time ago. And let me remind you, it hasn't been that long. It's only been about a month, maybe a little more. But still, A month is not a long time, but obviously for this virus was long enough to make a bitch hit all around the countries that we've seen. Iran lawmakers say 50 have died from the coronavirus outbreak in Qom from Zero Hedge. 50 people have died. All right. And Iran didn't have no cases reported in the past week. It was just suddenly that it's like, yeah, we have one, maybe two. Oh, crap, 50 have died. So a lot of people are underestimating this outbreak. But some people, well, yeah, a lot of people are underestimating this outbreak. And that's going to be a grave mistake, because we've seen that on the people that they have thought that it wasn't as bad, it has hit them pretty hard, and now they're, scrambling to get ahead of it. As you can see in a video that I'm going to play here in a minute about the whole Italy thing. Here we go.
We've been following the developing situation in Italy very closely over this weekend. And these rapid developments over the weekend have shown how quickly this situation can change. The situation in Italy, of course, causes concern and show how important it is that member states are prepared and stand ready in case they are also faced with a similar situation. I would like you all to know that I have been in very regular contacts with Minister Speranza over the past few days and have been informed that necessary measures for both tracing and contain the spreading of COVID-19 have been taken. Here I want to repeat what Commissioner Lergit has also said and commend the Italian authorities for taking some such swift and efficient action, and also with great transparency, which I believe is very important. Since Saturday, daily contacts at technical level are taking place with the Italian authorities, the Commission and the European Centre of Disease Prevention and Control and WHO Europe to discuss the situation that is evolving. In the context of our contacts with Italy, I would like to inform you that in agreement with the Italian authorities, a joint WHO-ECDC mission will be sent to Italy tomorrow. In view of also the recent developments, we have asked ECDC to update their risk assessment, taking into consideration this developing situation in Italy and possible scenarios and actions that may need to be taken in view of this. This risk assessment is, as we speak, discussed with the ECDC Advisory Forum and will also be discussed with Member States in a meeting to be held this morning by the Health Security Committee. ECDC is also reviewing contingency plans in Member States in case we have an outbreak of a higher number of cases. To support preparedness, we're making quick progress on the joint procurement procedure to support access to personal protective equipment, which we had already announced, and this is proceeding rapidly. We're also looking at what funding mechanisms can be activated within the EU to provide support if necessary. From the side of the Commission, and I will be ending with this, we've been working with Member States on contingency planning from day one to look at the preparedness at different levels and to ensure that we have not only the necessary information on how to deal with cases, but that there are other procedures for contact tracing and sufficient laboratory capabilities. In view of this situation, what I would like to say today is that we are going to do our utmost to support Member States to address the situation. We need to take this situation, of course, very seriously, but we must not give in to panic and, even more importantly, to disinformation. We need to be very united in our response, coherent and coordinated. We need to keep each other informed in real time, because only with this coordination are we able to address this situation.
All right, now, like I said, all that has happened because everybody's so dependent on China as far as parts and cheap labor and everything goes, manufacturing. And, you know, going cheap right now is really hurting us. But here we go. The stock market 25% crash has only just begun. Analysts warn. This for ccn.com. That Dow Jones industry average plunged 760 points, and another reports have seen that it's almost 1,000. In a brutal free fall, the rapid spread of coronavirus outside China has investors fleeing the stock market. Sebely Capital Analysis now see 25% pullback in stocks. And it's not just because of that, but also because the United States, or the CDC, has confirmed more cases, which now is up to 53. So that's scaring people. That, the Italy thing, South Korea, now everybody's spooked. And everybody's trying to move their assets, trying to sell off and do a bunch of other things. And it doesn't help that people in the United States, you know, they're still playing it down. Right before I came out here, somebody sent me a video of what they're saying in the news, that President Trump has said that it's under control in America, but we know that it's not true. All right, we can call the president on that one, because the CDC have come out and said that they do not have the test kits available. And even if they did, only 3 states in the entire country can test right now. All right. And there has been a lot of people that are self-quarantined. And most of them are not under any kind of supervision. So if they decided to go to the convenience store and get something to drink, or, you know, get some popcorn, they decided to go to the movies this past weekend, and they're sick, they're infected, they had just infected all those people that were there. So the point is that they're going to try to tell us not to panic. But as I played it before, and I'm going to play it here in a second, when they tell you not to panic, you run.
The governor just said we're fine now.
The guy's an actor. He's reading a script. When they tell you not to panic, that's when you run.
The Man-Made Survival Show.